When Adolf Hitler launched his campaign for world domination, few could have predicted the scale of the disaster that lay ahead. Despite early victories, his reign ended in ruin, not just because of the might of the Allies, but because of a series of catastrophic mistakes that ultimately cost Germany the war.
Dann tritt für mich ein, so wie ich für dich eingetreten bin.
Today, we're diving deep into Hitler's greatest blunders, exploring how they shaped history and sealed the fate of the Third Reich. The first, and perhaps most fatal mistake, was Hitler's decision to invade the Soviet Union in 1941, Operation Barbarossa. This colossal gamble, born of ideology and arrogance, underestimated everything: the vastness of Russia, the resilience of its people, and the brutal, unforgiving winters. Instead of a swift victory, the German army found itself trapped in a war of attrition, fighting not for conquest, but for survival. Compounding this disaster was Hitler's decision to divert forces away from Moscow, turning instead toward Ukraine and its oil fields. While capturing resources was important, this delay allowed Soviet forces to regroup and mount a fierce defense. The missed opportunity to seize Moscow became one of Germany's greatest strategic errors. Had the capital fallen, it might have crippled the Soviet war effort and changed the entire course of the conflict. Then came December 1941, Pearl Harbor. When Japan attacked the United States, Hitler made what many historians call his most colossal blunder. He declared war on America. It wasn't a necessity. It was a choice, driven by hubris and ideology. By doing so, he opened a new front against a nation with unmatched industrial power, one capable of producing more war material in a single year than Germany could in 5. From that moment on, the war's outcome was all but sealed. Another grave mistake was Hitler's no-retreat policy. As the tides turned against Germany, he took direct control of military strategy, often overruling his most experienced generals. His refusal to allow tactical withdrawals led to catastrophic losses, weakening defenses on every front and crippling Germany's ability to recover. One of the most infamous examples was the Battle of Stalingrad. Obsessed with capturing the city that bore his enemy's name, Hitler ordered his troops to hold it at all costs. The result was a brutal siege, a frozen hell that claimed more than 750,000 German lives, an entire army annihilated. Stalingrad marked not just a defeat, but the beginning of the end for Nazi Germany. Fast forward to 1944. The Allies prepared to invade Western Europe. Hitler correctly guessed Normandy as the landing site, but doubted it was the real attack. Convinced it was a diversion toward Pas-de-Calais, he held back vital panzer divisions, a hesitation that proved fatal. Those crucial hours allowed the Allies to secure the beaches and begin the liberation of Western Europe. Hitler's final gamble came with the Ardennes offensive, the Battle of the Bulge. It was a desperate attempt to split Allied forces, but from the start, it was doomed, attacking through treacherous terrain with exhausted troops and dwindling fuel. Hitler squandered his last reserves in a futile effort that only hastened Germany's defeat. In the end, Hitler's downfall wasn't just the result of overwhelming opposition, but of his own arrogance, rigidity, and delusion. From underestimating the Soviet Union, to declaring war on the United States, to micromanaging battles he barely understood, his misjudgments compounded until collapse was inevitable. History reminds us that wars are not only lost on the battlefield, but in the minds of those who lead them. Hitler's greatest mistakes didn't just cost him victory, they reshaped the 20th century forever. Understanding these failures helps us grasp the forces that shape history and the devastating cost of flawed leadership. If you found this exploration of Hitler's greatest blunders insightful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more deep dives into the pivotal moments that defined our world. What other historical figures or events should we explore next? Let us know in the comments below. Until next time, stay curious and keep learning.